so the children are going to really enjoy today, aren't they? Yeah. They're really lovely. Oh, yes.
I'm a community artist and I got invited in from the local council to work with Age UK to see if we could have a creative approach to an intergenerational project.
How do you make butter?
Well, you get some milk and you get it to the butter machine.
We have younger children or primary school children meeting with older adults groups because we felt that would be beneficial to both parties. And we had common themes around food, healthy food, and we had older groups bringing menus from years ago, and the young children brought in recipes that the parents had given them, and actually making food together at different venues, and obviously eating the food together, and that went really well.
I'm a volunteer with Age UK, and I've been with the project from the start 4 years ago, and I've worked with Nikki at all the various schools, and we've done different things.
We work quite closely with Healthy Schools Coordinator and actually seeing that any recipes that the older people brought in have got a valid point.
Today we've been showing the children how to make butter, starting with the cream and letting them shake it.
And the butter we made today is completely preservative-free, additive-free. It couldn't be more pure. And it explains to the children, with the help of the older people, exactly where their food does come from.
And do you know the nursery rhyme, Little Miss Muffet sat on the top of it, eating her curds and whey? Well, this is the whey coming out of the butter. The first time we met, she asked us about things when we were younger. Yes. And that's really how the butter came out, yes. Because I can remember making butter at home.
At one school we've done smoothies and fruit. At Ulverston it was the World Cup, so we were making fruit from South Africa, which was very interesting and a whole new learning curve again for me, because I'd never tried to make any South African food, but we made cornbread muffins and things like that, and the children really loved doing it.
And the children's reaction to the things we're making, and the concentration, the length of time that they'll concentrate.
We did made some Chinese food, and we found that the older people were more reluctant to eat the Chinese food than the children, and the children just gobbled the Chinese food up.
And in Hawkshead we went to a local older people's group, invited them into the school. The school really wants to invite older people in, and they shared their lunch. Seems like a simple idea. They now do it monthly. We have left that area, and it's really rewarding to know that people didn't just get a benefit out of the actual activity. After we've actually left, it actually carries on, and that's a really important part of the project.
The old and the young working together.
That's right.
And helping each other, wasn't it, as well, Mary? Yes.
Yes.
We've had some amazing feedback comments, especially from people saying, I always meant to volunteer in school and I never thought to, and I've really been pleased to be asked.
Oh, I think it's lovely coming into the schools and working with the little ones.
A lot of people move here, it's a beautiful place to live, but they leave their families behind to move here. And a lot of the older people have really benefited being around children, because often it's just a phone call to the grandchildren or letters or the occasional holiday.
It's introducing older people, if they haven't got grandchildren near them, to young children. It makes up for all the time you miss with your grandchildren.
For the children, a lot of their grandparents don't live nearby, so it's really a lovely chance to sort of widen out your experiences of different age groups, not just from within your family.
It also gets you out and meet people. Then you go on to do other things with them. It's the beginning, and the beginning perhaps of something that can continue with friendships.
We have noticed a lot of benefits for the Fit of the Fiddle programme with the older participants. A lot of it is actually valuing their contribution, is they all have an awful lot to give, and perhaps they didn't realise what they had to give, and actually coming into the project they may think they're just baking. The conversations flow. Afterwards we find out that they might have worked with a child that doesn't normally talk to many people, and actually somehow, quite often we've had children actually really open up to the older people.
The young children do like talking to older people.
Yes.
Oh, they do,
yeah. And it's really nice, and they will speak to you when they see you out and about.
You have to do this for quite a long time, because the longer you do this, the lighter the bread.
I haven't got it.
Children do like people to listen to them, and often the parents haven't got a lot of time,
no.
and so the older person has time to listen to them, and they really enjoy that.
I think it's really important that the older people are involved, and you can see how much they've got out of that.
But there are a lot of old people who haven't got,
No, I've got no support
any
at all, I know.
support at all.
Now that families have got spread out across the country,
Depression and loneliness and isolation
Yeah.
is a terrible thing for older people.
Some people in some communities can be invisible, is that you know you're there, you might see them at church, you might see them in a distance, but to actually get them in, and not just passengers, actually to drive projects. Here at Crosscraig, with Mary and Frida, they didn't just come along and help, they actually planned the sessions, they actually worked out what we were doing the following weeks, they planned resources, they'd helped deliver the programme, they helped evaluate the programme, they actually worked out how we could keep it sustainable in the area.
well, I think the more people get out of their own homes and variety of things, just like the bus passes, it gets people out and about the countryside.
Yeah.
They're not stagnating, and they're keeping an interest, and they're keeping active.
There is a kind of momentum growing, and projects like this Fit of the Fiddle really show that sometimes you can really stretch all the gifts that people still have. Maybe they're not working anymore, but they still have all the talents they had in their working life, and why shouldn't they use them? Why shouldn't they carry on? And why shouldn't the rest of the community realise that there are these invisible skills that really we're just shining a light on?
A lot of aspects where it benefits old and young, really.
Every project we've done, every little section we've done has involved at least sort of 5 partnerships, and I think that's the way forward, because there's so much knowledge, specialist knowledge out in each community. Go into the community and find out what's going on and invite them in.